morning, everyone. It is morning time. We are headed out into the garden today because our garden has been neglected. I have neglected it for the past about 2 months. We've just had so much going on and there's just so much that needs to get done. So today I plan to, I should have brought a bowl. I'll have to go back inside and get a bowl. But today I plan to pull all the weeds that need to get pulled because there is a lot, and then harvest. And then I wanted to kind of show you guys what the garden is looking like, because the last time I showed you guys, it's looking a lot different. And I also want to share with you some of the plans that I have for our garden going forward. So first, this is what the garden is looking like. There is a lot back here, a lot to get done. Some of my medicinal plants are dying because of the heat, the sun. It's too much heat and it's burning them, which is unfortunate. Next year we will probably have to get the shade cloth. We did that last year and it worked well for our tomatoes. This year we just didn't do it, and we just hope for the best, and they're doing pretty well, except my medicinal plants. Let me show you. So this one has a disease that's not burn, but over here this one is dying. These are dying, you could tell. My spillanthus patch is going as well. One is doing really good. It shot up the stalk this year, which I didn't think it was going to. Those are self-heal and I did nothing with them this year. There's my poke root, it's dying. My lemon balm is over there and it died because it was so hot, it got burnt up. I had yarrow here and that died. Wormwood is barely kicking. I've got blue tansy, those yellow flowers, that's blue tansy. I have more self-heal and I have no idea how that got here. And then my other mullein stalk, which did really well this year. And then I have a burdock root, which I think I'm going to be pulling it before the roots die, even though it looks like it's pretty much dead. And then I have my other poke root right here. What you got there?
Hi.
Hi. And then our grapes, they have mites. They are not doing well at all. But you can see we have some clusters. But that's pretty much the only area that we've got them in, because down here they're smaller and they're just dead. So here's our artichokes that we never do anything with, and we just kind of let them bloom because they have really pretty flowers. They are burnt to a crisp. And then right over here, we had a late start with our zucchinis, but we actually have, I just saw we have a huge zucchini right here, and then another one over there, and then we have a baby zucchini. So I gotta pick that. And then our tomatillos, I know it's kind of hard to see because it looks so bushy now, but they were looking so sad. Like you could see through to the soil because they were so sparse. We had grasshoppers and they were just coming in and eating all of the leaves of everything that we have in here. And I think it's my medicinal plants. My medicinal plants attract a lot of different types of insects, and I don't know what grasshoppers are considered, but we attract a lot of different things that fly and jump and all the things, which is a great thing because we have a lot of bees, which is great. But I was scared because we had a really late start to our tomatillos as well, and I didn't think we were going to get much, but our plants are actually doing really well. And I probably need to stake them, so that will be on my to-do list. But today I really just need to try to get as much as I can harvested because there is a lot of peppers, and then pull the weeds. I hate weeds. And sometimes it's a bittersweet thing to be going all natural when it comes to like your produce, because we don't want to spray like Roundup or anything, but that also comes with, if we spray something that's more natural, it doesn't last as long and it doesn't work as well, at least not that we found. So I'm just going to get started because it is starting to get so hot. We are in California, and that's another reason why I really haven't been out here, because it's been really, really, really hot. And I unfortunately think that we're gonna have a late summer, and that is so unfortunate because come November, it's probably still going to be really hot, and that is a time where it's supposed to be cold. You're supposed to be enjoying the winter and just all the festive things that you do in the winter, and it's hot. Like, there's no way that you can enjoy winter festivities in hot weather. Like, ugh. Anyways, so I'm going to get started, and hopefully it doesn't take so long. So far, this is what we got on our serrano plant. It is loaded. So if you look at it from this way, it doesn't really look like much. But if I pick it up, this thing is loaded. It's got tons. Baby girl was out here with me, and it's getting really hot, and so I just took her back inside. Guys, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to the weeds today. It's getting really hot, and I only just picked serranos, and it was so hard doing that. I feel very, I don't want to say discouraged, but, and I have a very, I wouldn't say unhealthy, but sometimes I do like compare myself to other gardening channels, because I do love to watch other gardening channels, and they don't live here in California, so they usually live excuse me, across the country, and their weather is a lot different than ours here. And so I think I compare my time out in the garden to their time out in the garden, because normally they can just go out to their garden pretty much any time of the year, and whether it's sunny, it's still like really cool where they're at. But here we have like nothing but sun and nothing but heat. But let's continue to harvest what needs to get harvested. Okay, so these plants right here, we usually get tons of ants and aphids. If you guys don't know what aphids are, they're like these tiny, let me see if I can grab one. Aw. Those are eggs. Those are aphids. They're like tiny, tiny, tiny white bugs. We actually had this problem last year or 2 years ago with our kale, and I was so grossed out, I was not gonna use it. So even if I washed it, I was just really grossed out. So we have a problem with aphids. So what they do, how we get them is, usually I think they're in the soil, and the ants will go down into the soil and they will bring the aphids up onto the plant, so that way the aphids can suck, I think it's like the sap or something, out of the plant, and then the ants will grab it and take it back to their colony. So yeah, ants are very, very, very smart. The only thing is that I usually like to harvest from this one last, because then I get ants all over me and aphids all over me. So, but we're just gonna go with it today. So as you can see, our pepper alley needs a lot of work. I mean, look at the weeds that are growing out of the buckets. Oh no. Did you guys hear that? Something just broke over here on the tomato trellis. And there's literally always something to do. Whoops. Oops, I keep pulling these off. So these, we have no idea what they are. So we've kind of just let them die back. We've tried, they're kind, I think they're like kind of like a sweet pepper. They're literally, they breeded with something else. We don't remember what we planted. And I wanted to, oh look, there's a bunch right here I could pull. I was gonna say, I wanted to pull them so that way I can try to maybe freeze them and just throw them in, like, I don't know, like a sauteed vegetable dish. I haven't found my gloves and I'm afraid to put my hands in here because I've seen several black widows. Look at all these. They're not spicy. They are sweet. But we don't know, we just don't know what they are. I know that we planted shishitos and we did bell peppers, but I don't really know if these are a mix between a bell pepper because it looks nothing like a bell pepper. They look like regular peppers, but they're not spicy. We did plant Scotch bonnets, but like I said, Scotch bonnets they're pretty spicy, so these aren't spicy at all. So I think I can salvage all these. And then these, you guys are gonna laugh. So we have no idea what these are. They look like, I don't even know, but they are spicy, like spicy. And there's, I think, another plant. Are these the spicy ones or are these not the spicy ones? There's another plant that we have no idea what they are. And they look like this, and I think these are the spicy ones. But they kind of look alike, except these are a little bit longer. So I don't know. Next year, we're gonna be super intentional about what we plant. I'm probably going to rip up a lot of this stuff and just start from seed because I want to be able to know what we have and what we're growing. We just kept it because we were like, yeah, well, it's already growing, so we'll just harvest from it. And I haven't harvested from it. So I'm gonna get the rest of these harvested. It's starting to get hot. I don't have a tripod, mine broke, so I really need to order a new one, and so holding the phone is slowing me down just a little bit, but I will show you the harvest that we get. Okay, so I decided that I'm going to at least try to attempt to pull the weeds that are in these buckets and pull those, and then all around the floor. I don't think it'll be too bad or too hard. I just gotta try to do it super fast. I was actually trying to pull all the weeds out of the tomato beds. There's just so much. I think that one area at a time will probably be better and it won't cause me to burn out so fast. I gotta be careful not to pull the water drip. Just gonna throw it into the grass and it'll get mowed. This actually died a long time ago. I need to get some scissors to tear this off. I found my gloves, so I feel a lot better pulling the weeds. Gosh, this is a lot. Oh no, I just broke my pepper plant. It's all right. I'm really trying not to. Oh, that one's broken too. I just went inside and took a big gulp of water. And that is absolutely what I needed. If you guys hear me breathing loud, I'm so sorry. It is so hot out here. Oops. Okay, this was growing on the water drip. I figured I could bring you guys along for this because it wasn't going to be that big of an issue for me to hold the camera and do this at the same time. So I started just recently taking magnesium because I felt like I really needed it. I was getting really tired and just bogged down. I created my own, man, there's a lot of ants in here. I'm telling you guys, I am convinced that our house is built on an ant colony. But anyways, so I started taking magnesium. I had just got done with a parasite cleanse that I created. I had it in my shop. I took it down for several reasons, but oh, sorry, I thought that was a bug. I felt great after doing that cleanse. But I didn't want to continue to stay on it, which some people do. I didn't want to because I didn't want to overload my liver. Oh guys, this is looking great already. Got it. I didn't want to overload my liver. So usually you want to parasite cleanse like 2 to 3 times a year and you'll be okay. Look, because I took out a lot of the weeds that were in here, I can see a lot more peppers. That's so bad. But anyways, like I was saying, I felt so good after I did my parasite cleanse. My focus was back, my brain fog was gone. And so, oh geez, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this one. This plant, it's in a bucket and it's just all weeds. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull this out. You know what? I'm gonna have to get the scissors or something. I mean the loppers. Anyways, I was just saying that I started taking magnesium. I do feel better, but I did just start taking it like 2 days ago. So I'm hoping that will help me feel better. I also think that I need to start taking something for cortisol, so I'm gonna be doing some research on herbs because I'm pretty sure I have whatever herb it is for cortisol. I'm pretty sure I have it in my apothecary. So it'll be nice to be able to, that's one thing I love about having all kinds of herbs on hand. But dude, we have been built, where are they at? Can you see it? Can you see those? Where'd they go? Let me see if I can zoom in. Hold on. We have been dealing with box elderbugs. I don't know if you can see them. They're mating right here. And I'm going to just interrupt them. Anyways, we've been dealing with them. They are an invasive species. We actually, in our little town, we got a notice about a year ago that the town like was gonna be sprayed. The whole town was gonna be sprayed for them because they're so invasive, and we were starting to get them, and we didn't see them after they had sprayed, and so that was nice. And now they're back. So I do think part of helping them stay away is to keep up with the weeds, because they need a place to hide. They need a place to stay. And what better than to hide away in the weeds that I have allowed to grow. Kind of my fault. Sorry if I am not. I'm trying to pull the weeds. I'm trying to focus on the camera at the same time. All right, as I get this way, I get a little more nervous because this is where I saw all the black widows. Okay, well, that was a good one. Okay. I think it looks a lot better. I might have to come and blow, but that will not be today. It looks so much better. Oh my gosh, the water is so good. Okay, so I need to get in the shower, but before I do that, I want to show you what I got. I guess I can turn the camera around. One whole bowl of peppers. Well, technically, one whole bowl. Some of these are peppers. I could put those in that bowl, and then these are those other peppers that I told you about. I can actually just use these as like a bell pepper because that's kind of what they taste like. That's why I told you. Really confused as to what they are because they do taste like a bell pepper without the heat. So I really don't know what they are. They're actually really good. So I don't know if I want to. I think the reason why I wanted to just rip them all out is because, excuse me, we didn't steak them. I didn't really care too much about them, so I wasn't, I wasn't very attentive to them. So I think that maybe next year I will keep that plant and I will just prune it back really good and then I will stake it. I think that's kind of my issue. So when it comes to anything cleaning or just clutter, it really makes me just kind of like turn off and go into my shell. I don't do well with clutter, and so when the house is cluttered, I'm just like, it's really bad. Like I kind of just let it stay cluttered until I like get the motivation to be like, you know what, no, like this needs to get clean. So if Chris puts a load of laundry to wash, that really does help motivate me to start cleaning and get everything else like organized, I guess you can say. And he pretty much puts a load to wash every day or every other day, so it's not like the house is a super mess. But just seeing stuff in piles, or like if like the dishes, like because I usually I will have a clean side of the sink of the dishes, so that way once the dishwasher is unloaded, I could just dump those clean into the dishwasher. A lot of people tell me like, why do I do that? Because I hand wash the dishes and then I put them into the dishwasher, and they're like, you're not supposed to do that, you're just supposed to throw them. I don't do that because I've tried that before and I don't feel like it washes them correctly, and I don't like that. So I will hand wash and then throw it into the dishwasher as well. I know it's more work. That's probably why I kind of get like, I kind of dread it, but I'd rather have clean dishes. There's a whole side of dishes right now that need to get thrown into the dishwasher, but I'm not going to do that today because I feel like I have so much to do. So I need to process these. I don't know, they might just sit on my counter for a day until I can figure out what to do with them. I didn't bring you guys along. I canned some delicious peppers, carrots, and onions. Let me take you to the pantry really quick. Hold on. Okay, I canned these. These are our peaches. I canned these from our tree. They're so good. But I canned these, you guys. They are so stinking good. I was hoping that I would find a recipe to be able to keep these shelf stable without having to freeze them. And then I put onions and carrots. They are pickled, I guess you could say. They have vinegar in them. I do not like vinegar. Like, I don't like the taste of it. These do taste like vinegar, but they're not that bad. And I genuinely eat these. I feel like I'm the only one who eats them. So maybe Chris doesn't like them, but I eat them and they're so good. I eat them a lot, usually when we have pizza. They're so good. Or like a taco, or if I make like potatoes and eggs, I will make myself like a little taco and I will eat them. I'll eat the peppers with them. They're so good. So good, you guys. Chris made these last year and I have just been... I need to empty out a lot of the canning stuff that we don't use, that we were like ambitious about and never really use. Those pickles, he didn't plant the right kind of pickles, so they're very bitter and you cannot eat them. So I need to go through the pantry. There's just so much to do. There's so much to do and only so much time in the day to do it. So I feel like that's why sometimes I just shut off and I'm just like, ugh, and I just like... I don't get to anything because it's so overwhelming. So I'm still trying to find and process my way of living when it comes to things like that. If you guys are the same way and you have mastered how to live, let me know how you do it, because I definitely need some ideas on how on how to do it. I have heard like do a little bit at a time, but the thing is that it drives me crazy. Whenever I do a little bit at a time, let's see if I get to the dishes today. All right, I got to the dishes. Tomorrow I clean the stove. And then the next day I mop the whole house. And then the next day I do something else. Next day, by the time I know it, it's a revolving circle. By the time I get back to the dishes, I gotta do them all over again. And I know that that's life, but I think that's the part that really just irks me. And I'm just like, ugh, it's like a never ending cycle. So I'm going to jump in the shower and then we are going to figure out what to make for dinner. I was thinking chili rellenos because I bought the stuff earlier this week for that. So hopefully I will make those today. They're a lot of work, so we'll see. But for now, I gotta jump in the shower.